There will be no treble for Celtic this season, but there is a treble of failures at the club. But who is to blame the most? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And we asked the question, who is to blame for Celtic's failure this season? Is it the board? Is it Brendan Rodgers? Or is it the players? Now, we could have put in a fourth option to say it was the fans, but you know what? We thought we'd keep it to the people that actually make a difference, because sitting in the crowd waving your wee Palestine flag ain't doing shit in terms of results. So we're stuck with the three options that we've got. The board, Rodgers, the players. It was pretty close. There wasn't much in it, but after 1.5k votes, we've got a winner. And they maybe don't want to win this poll, but they've done it. The board have won with 40%. We've got Brendan Rodgers coming in with 33%. And then just behind him, we've got the players at 28%. So it's pretty close. I mean, everyone seems to be holding them accountable in the same sort of level here. But the board just about pip it. They edge it. Just like Rangers are going to edge the title this season. And yeah, I mean, do I agree with the poll here? Absolutely not. I think the board have spent money. It's not the board's fault that the money has been spent poorly. Unless they have forced Brendan Rodgers to take some of these players, then I don't think that's the case. I don't necessarily think the board would just give Rodgers players and tell him that he has to use these players. So I think Rodgers has to take a portion of the blame. And also the players. I mean, even though they've signed a lot of players that aren't good enough, there's a lot of players at the club that are good enough, and they just aren't playing well enough. Now, is that down to Rodgers' tactics? I mean, arguably, but look, if you're a great player, you should be able to overcome shit tactics. Like, Thierry Henry, man, best striker I've seen play. If he was playing shite, then can you really blame the manager? He's so good that he should be able to perform no matter who's in charge. I mean, Michael Beale could play Thierry Henry up front, and I'd still expect Henry to be world class. So is it not a little bit of a cop-out to just say Kyogo's not playing well, it must be down to Rodgers, or McGregor's not playing well, it must be down to Rodgers? I think you also have to hold the players accountable too. So I would say it's Brendan Rodgers' fault, but also the players' fault. I think the board should have been third here. I don't think the board should have 40%. The board have spent money. They've spent more money than Rangers. They just haven't spent it as good as Rangers. Not that Rangers have spent it great, but Celtic have spent more, and they seem to have wasted it. So that's my thoughts.
Can you smell what the Raj is cooking? Yeah, I'm going to go with the 33% here. I think it's all Brendan Rodgers' fault. Now, you could argue the board brought in Brendan Rodgers, but I mean, for the sake of this video, you can't really just do that, or else it would be very easy to blame the board.
Yes, but all the fans at the time were saying how Rangers were bricking it, and that they were dreading it. They were terrified.
Oh, I'm fucking...
I believe terrified was the word, so...
I'm petrified.
Aye, Brendan Rodgers, 33%. Is that who you're going with? I'm going with Brendan Rodgers. If I had to go in order, I would go Rodgers most to blame, players second to blame, board third to blame. That's...
You know, I'll go as far as saying this, right? I think Rangers got made worse in the summer transfer window. Therefore, if Celtic didn't sign anybody, I still think they should have been favourites to win the league.
Agreed. And they're really, alright, they've lost Jota and Starfelt. That's pretty much it in terms of...
Moy retired. But if we're being honest, man, every player that they've brought in has been... I mean, who's actually made like a dent? An impact?
There's just certain clubs, I think, that are too quick to blame the board for their downfall. I mean, you've got the Celtic board get blamed, the Glazers get blamed at United, even though they spend more money. They spent more money than anyone else in the last decade, so I don't think you can blame the board. I think Brendan Rodgers has to take responsibility, and if the players are playing shite, then they probably have to take responsibility.
Well, Brendan Rodgers is doing with already proven players. What's the proof he wouldn't do that with big money players that the board could have bought?
Aye, so...
I mean, if Cal McGregor's the best midfielder in the world, right? If Cameron Carter-Vickers is the best defender since Virgil van Dijk, if Matt O'Reilly's in the form of his life, if Kyogo could get a 25 million move to the Premier League and he's made them all shite, then what's to say he wouldn't make other players look shite?
Yeah, well, if the board spent £50 million on bringing in £5-10 million players, what's to say Brendan Rodgers wouldn't have made them shit too? So... yeah, I'm going to go with Rodgers to blame, but there's 147 comments. Let's see what you guys say.
That pretty much sums it up, though, doesn't it?
The laddie Alan says the court cases, so he thinks the court cases is preventing Celtic from spending their 70 million. User says, I would have clicked players as well, but can't blame them all. We got talent players being let down by spoiled attitude, and the board are bringing in shit, let's be honest. Brendan has landed in a pile of shit created by the board. I feel so sorry for Brendan. I mean, he has landed a pile of treble winners that Ange Postecoglou was pretty much dominating Scottish football with.
I feel so sorry for Brendan, a guy that's, the highest paid manager in Celtic's history. Oh, boo fucking who, Brendan?
Yeah, I don't get that. Unbearable long journey. He said, if the board decides the signings, then maybe the board. If it's the manager deciding it's on Brendan, all the signings this season have been shocking. I agree with that, but look, I think you also got to keep in mind, I think the last couple of transfer windows have been poor.
Yep, some people are trying to make out, though, that Brendan Rodgers has been given, the Livy squad.
Aye.
He's given a treble winning squad.
He's not been given the Davy Martindale treatment, alright?
No. He's not shot him in Primark. He's shot him in Marks and Spencer's.
HMFC88 said the fans, and I can see the fans are definitely entitled. McLean says Masons, okay, interesting.
Mason Greenwood.
McMack said, okay lads, okay, it's clearly Abada's fault. Aye.
Blame him.
Blame Israel. Blame the Jews. Gerald Ray says maybe there are serious issues in the background relating to Celtic Boys Club. Okay.
Take away maybe.
Cameron McRae said the fact you lot touch children inappropriately or the reason for your failure. Okay. Bob says 73 million reasons why it's the board. We should be winning the league. Okay, we've got a reply. I wonder if Matthew Boland...
Not quite Matthew Miles,
no, it's no. I wonder if every Scottish football team had the same budget, it would be equal league. You can't expect to win every game. It's football. People who expect to win all the time are bad losers. When their team drops points, so get used to it. Other teams are improving, not just to let Celtic win. Daniel Rayner says all three, come on the Rangers. Music by Golden J says the supporters. Dylan Piper says honestly, all of them. Board should be given manager money to spend. Manager should be having plans C, B, etc. Players should be finishing their chances. So he's blaming them all. I mean, I think you could probably blame them all, but I do think the board are the least to blame. McGarry Boy said it's weird. The Rangers fans are all over Celtic threads all of a sudden. It's almost like when it wasn't an obsession, it was just banter against your rivals. Who are the shitters in your team? The fan Pablo says the players are doing exactly what Brendan tells them. The rat has to go.
The rat shall set me free. Up next, Samantha Burns, laugh my arse off. Brendan.
Nicky, Brendan, absolute dog shite football he plays. Mesh's dad says Big Phil. Phil is shite, still can't beat. Don't know why I laugh so hard. What do you make of Phil is shite?
That's quite good, but yeah, still top of the league, so.
Phil is shite. Service 2204 says Rangers. Go 67. Lowell and the rest. Paul Hugh McGuigan. Fucking what a name that is. Paul Hugh McGuigan. The board and the players. The board didn't back Brendan and the players have got sloppy. Seem to think they can't lose the next game we play. Jockstein once famously said, the moment a team seem to think they can't lose, that when do you need to rebuild and freshen up. I don't think he said it with that grammar, but I do get your point. That was the only time Big Jock... That was the only time Big Jock opened up about anything. God damn it. 147 comments. You knew some of them were going to go in that direction.
I mean, the first one was pretty much in that direction.
John, where is the option for all three? Disgraceful. HHRFC 67-1 said the manager, he knew what he was walking into. BS, is there not a select all option?
I purposely kept it out. So you had to decide.
Don't want to give you these with it. Josh Donaldson said this went well and who gives a flying fuck? Why are you commenting then, you fud? I don't know. I don't get what's he talking about? This went well and who gives a fuck?
I think he means who cares? Celtic are shite.
Bobby the dog says got to be the manager. They say players have to adapt well, so should managers. Always the same. Pass, pass, pass. Blue Bale 72 says, how give a fuck about Celtic? Rangers 56 all the way. Stuart Russell, the fans with their support for atrocities, that's when the rot set in. Martin Stillwell, I opted out this season when Mr. Celtic was reappointed, a decision that still beggars belief. The real reason for which we'll probably never know. Chasing after a manager that just relegated Leicester. Nah. Celtic were desperate and so was Brendan. Matthew Daisley says, bored and the guy that's apparently the gaffer. You know, the weak little Irishman. Mr. says, I blame the supporters, the first hiccup and the toys get thrown out. Miss Jers, leave Brenda alone, he's doing a great job. Whammy Bammer says PL. Russell Taggart says 20 in a row. Print Solution says nobody cares, it's comedy gold. Ben HMFC, all of the above. Fuck Celtic scumbags. James McCann, all of the above. Stevie, the king. If the board goes, all their money goes with it. What money? They're not spending. Well, they have spent a wee bit. A, because that's how it works. Celtic kid. Huns understand this. Celtic are imploding. Rangers have lost more games than Celtic this season and are equally as bad. Celtic couldn't beat anyone at the moment. The Huns are bathing in Celtic's bad run form. Haven't won nothing for a decade. If Celtic were in any half decent, it would be the same domination this year. We need to focus. You need to focus on your own pathetic club. Getting well ahead of yourselves. Really sad, but sure, that's keyboard warrior for you. Sad wee Trials.
Trials. I mean, well, let's just go back to this, though. But
spelling here, kid, for sure.
Rangers have lost more games than Celtic, but the fact of the matter is this.
Well, they were all lost when Rangers were going through a crisis.
With Beale, and we did lose to Celtic under Clement, not denying that, but, haven't won nothing for a decade. Pish, well, we stopped 10 in a row, didn't we? Big man, Celtic kid. So,
right, and Rangers are in the last decade, they're the second joint most successful team.
I know he's not said it there, right, but see this logic of, we don't count the Rangers trophy because it was won with no fans. What's worse, right? Winning a league title for 38 games with no fans, or winning a league title via a fucking Zoom call? And Hearts get relegated, so you need to back me up there.
That was bullshit.
I don't give a shit how many games in hand and how far they were ahead. I think that is honestly the biggest misjustice I've ever seen. What,
Celtic being gifted the league or Hearts getting relegated?
No, no, everybody in the pyramid who got shafted.
Well, no, but I mean, if someone's getting shafted and they're only trailing a point, and if someone's getting shafted and they're trailing fit, there's a difference.
No, there is a difference, but everybody gets shafted.
No, Hearts got shafted. Were Rangers going to win the league? That's the way I look at it.
No, realistically not.
But did Hearts have a decent chance of staying up? I would say so.
Yeah, but it's not fair if they look at it and be like, well, you know what? Realistically, Rangers have got not much of a chance of winning the league. No, but Hearts have got a good chance of staying up. So we'll just do it over soon.
What was really fucked up is that there was teams in the lower divisions that were like a point behind someone but had games in hand.
Yep.
And they weren't allowed to play them. That is insane.
Yeah, and
I mean, maybe at least if everyone's played the same amount of games, you can make some sort of argument. But see if a team's got games in hand, and then you're relegating them.
But see if we could start the next season. There's no reason why you couldn't finish the old season. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, just postpone it or something, and I don't know. Anyway, it was a lot of shit anyway. If you believe in that stuff, you're fucking brainwashed. Should say that it's all free, to be honest. The board bottled it, thinking they were miles ahead of Rangers and wouldn't have to worry about Rangers this season. Brendan should never have come back after Celtic fans wanted him dead. He's going to get that again. And the players, useless. If you take away the bad ref decisions that have helped Celtic, where would they be right now? See, I don't really agree with this. You can say the board bottled it by thinking they were miles ahead of Rangers. But in what transfer window did they bottle it? Because in the summer transfer window, they just lost Ange Postecoglou, and Michael Beale, whether you like him or not, had outscored Ange Postecoglou. So I think going in to this season, Celtic must have been expecting a decent challenge for Rangers. I think they had to, right? And let's say after Beale got fired and they had a big 8-point lead, that 8-point lead had dwindled by the time we got round to January. So again, by the January transfer window, I think Celtic must have realised, oh, you know what? This league isn't wrapped up like we maybe thought it was. So I think Celtic have had chances in both the summer window and the January window to do something about Rangers, and they haven't done it. I'm not buying it that in both windows Celtic thought there was no threat for Rangers. I don't really see that as the case.
Yeah, this whole dynamic and illusion that the Celtic board want Rangers to win the league. Come on, that's where this is stemming from. Like some of them genuinely believe that they've bottled the league on purpose so Rangers can win. I mean, come on, imagine believing that. Not ridiculous.
Hold on, Rangers were closing the gap in January, so Celtic have got no excuse for not strengthening.
No, they don't.
How could Celtic think the league was won in January?
Well, I mean, maybe at the end of September, start of October, but definitely not January.
Anyway, Ross Milton says, can't blame the board. It's hard for them to bring in players with quality when they're not in Europe. Blame the players that apparently are worth 30 million. They all look shit now. Rangers are Yeah, but you say that, but it's not like Kilmarnock. It's not like Hearts have players. It's not like Aberdeen have players that are £30 million either. So I don't really get that. Celtic are struggling because they don't have £30 million players, and no one else in the league has £30 million players either. So that's what it is.
Part for Levy.
Oh, aye, Levy, big Davy big Newbley. Best run club in the world. Got a wee comment here. We are the best run club with millions in the bank, and remember, 3 trophies in 12 years. Liquidation is permanent.
His title? His name? No, see this? We are the best run club with millions in the bank. But what's the millions in the bank getting Celtic? Nothing.
It's clear a joke at Rangers. We are the best run club with millions in the bank, and remember, 3 trophies in 12 years.
Yeah, I know he is. I know the final half of the comments about Rangers, but what's the millions in the bank? It's not getting them anywhere. They're greeting about the fact they've got millions in the bank, they're not spending it.
Anyway, William Salmon said it's run out of Europe every year, and remember your club got beaten by a Frankfurt.
Frankfurt? Yeah, it was pish. Can't deny that.
I don't need to read all this shite.
Brenda doing Brenda stuff.
Stephen Close says never interfere with an enemy while it's in the middle of destroying itself. Blair Michael said the fans, the delusion is unreal. Rangers metal atheist. It's a wonderful day for pie. They've still spent the best part of 20 million this season and act like they're hard done by. Rodgers just a fraud. Had it so easy last time, doesn't know how to handle a challenge. He did have it easy last time. He was up against a Derek McKinn's Aberdeen that didn't have any money. I don't recall Aberdeen spending 30 million on players back then either, so.
No.
Scott said the fans, a bunch of greeting face cunts. Richard Coates says Big Ange when he blew you out. It could be Big Ange's fault, to be honest. Chris Patterson should be protesting for their victims, not Palestine. Dirty beasts. Soul and Pig says all of them are to blame. Ian, Brenda has the worst European managerial record ever. Brendan, at least spell his name correctly, wee man. On your claim, I believe you're totally wrong, but it must have been your scum parents who brought you up that way. Oh, getting a wee bit personal here. Pure loyalist says Big Jock. Is Big Jock to blame? No.
Knew that was coming.
Jock Wallace, no. Big Socks, don't give a flying fuck. Primetime, ask the nearest imam. They'll all be reading their Qurans the night after that result. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. Robert Binney, anyone fancy a pie? What's this whole pie? Is this the Kelly pie? What's this?
Kelly pie, that must be what it is.
Yeah, you're more Kelly pie. Yeah, your class act, having to bring in people's loved ones, you fucking moron. Chicken supper. Your more skill fucked for the young team for a tenner bag, you bed rattling beast.
No, who is that? Graham? See the one, bringing in people's loved ones? He just said, I mean, everyone's used that insult, man. He's not fucking name dropped the actual full name of the mum.
Aye, I mean,
come on, no, I see these people that take it bad, man, over YouTube comments or social media. Fucking grow a set.
And it's like a throwaway comment. It's not really that personal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's not like it's not like a direct thing, like individually, like pointing out. It's your mom. I mean,
come on, Graham. Come on.
It's not like Scottish banter, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not best generalised banter, man. Jesus Christ, come on.
Imagine Jack walks in. Oh, Jack, you're putting the beef on. Aye, every time I shag your wife, she makes me a sandwich, and Bobby turns around and goes, aye, you shouldn't be bringing personal lives into this. I mean,
loved ones into it.
Martin Ladors, by the sound of it, all three. John Adams says Glasgow Rangers FC, bottle smash, toys out the pram, smash Celtic from afar, watching the mighty. And the Gers outplay every team since Clement's appointment, domestically and in Europe, as we already know about the VAR inquest, 13 hoop-wearing refs, and the SFA in their back pocket unfairly cheated. Rangers should be 5 points clear, title 56 just around the corner, in the cabinet and chasing, most successful club of football in Europe, unwashed, this does not count as a wash. Right, okay. Bring back L, we drove him to the... Who? We L? Is that Lennon? Hi. We drove him to the drink. I'm feeling it in the air.
I'm feeling
David Hutchison says, don't care as long as they get pumped. 29 replies.
No, just...
Here we go. John, here we go. 10 in a row.
Terry
Monroe, 4 replies. Check it. Hilarious, mate. R.I.P. We stopped the 10 first, even beat you to that. I just want Big Ange back and a bag of cans. Gavin Rad, I just clicked the board because I quite like sharks. Tarriers with shark barriers, refuel yourselves. Your proddy weights, you wee scumbag. How do you click on all three? I mean, you can click.
You got 3 different accounts.
That's what I was going to suggest that. Arrow Mally Good says all the above. Brilliant. Cross Carrier is blaming the fans. Tim's, I mean, pure loyalist is getting involved quite a bit here. Graham Cunningham are so loyal. I've never met such a group of people who can be so entitled, snobby, and full of their own self-importance, yet still be smelly tramps. They should be studied by science to find out how this is possible. Celtic fan indeed is a mystery. And Fo-O-O-O's is gold. 89 says... Foo Fighter. It's got the wee laughy emoji. So, that's what it is, guys. No, like, I think Brendan Rodgers is to blame. I mean, Chris Sutton even thinks Brendan Rodgers is to blame. Like, Brendan Rodgers is the manager. See, at the end of the day, the manager always really takes the blame. He's the one that takes the fall, despite whether it be the board, or the players, or the fans. See, when something's going wrong, when a team's underperforming, the first person to bite the bullet is normally the manager. So, yeah, I think Brendan Rodgers needs to take the blame. It's not working out well for him. And, well, I mean, I don't know. Will he see it the season? Will he go back down to England? Will he see it the 3 years? I mean, he says he's not going anywhere unless the board sack him. That's what he said when he first took over.
Yep.
And we could be getting to that situation pretty soon.
End of the day, he blew a massive lead, right? They had in the league. And we can talk about Starfelt and Jota. Yo, you see if we had Jota and Starfelt, we could be saying the exact same thing we've said with pretty much every other player at the club. Yes or no?
100%.
So, let's not pretend otherwise, guys. Brendan Rodgers, he's not elite, he's shite. Till next time, peace.